Hi, my name's John Sullivan from Elite Survival Training and welcome to the desert. This is one of the most hostile environments you could try and survive in. Right now, the biggest challenge I'm facing is the threat from the sun. Not only is it going to cause me heat exhaustion, but serious dehydration that can be life-threatening. Like any survival situation, it's remembering your 4 basic survival principles: shelter, water, fire and food. But out in this environment, there's a very strong focus on finding shelter and water. So not only am I looking for shelter and water, but I'm also looking to be able to create fire. Fire is such a valuable asset when you're trying to survive. Not only is it going to keep me warm, because out here in the desert it's very hot in the daytime, but it's going to be extremely cold at night. Not only am I battling against the elements of the sun, but it's also the wind is now picking up and there's sand everywhere going to my eyes. It's so easy to get lost and disorientated. Been trekking around the area and lo and behold, found a cave, an actual shelter. It's going to get me out of the sun, get me out of the wind. But as much as I want to get out of the elements, I've got to remember the local wildlife does as well. And in this particular area, there's snakes and there's camel spiders. So I'm going to go check it out, but I'm going to tread carefully. This cave is absolutely ideal for a natural shelter. However, I've got several more kilometres to cover on foot. Therefore, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go seek some shelter at another location. As I've been trekking around this area, I've been constantly looking for signs of life. I've been looking for people's footprints, animal footprints, I've been looking for vehicle tracks, I've been looking for buildings. I can only see so much from the ground level, but one of the best things I can do is to gain some height so I can cover more ground with my eyes. Okay, what I've got here is my personal survival tin. What you put in your survival tin is totally up to you, but remember, you want to think about shelter, water, fire and food. At the top, I've got a magnesium fire striker. It's going to give me many strikes and sparks. To help catch the sparks, just a simple piece of cotton wool. I've got a whistle on a piece of string to attract help. I've got a torch that I can keep around my neck, simply as a little bit of a light in the evening. I've got a spare silver compass, just in case I lose my main one. Some copper wire to make snares. I've got a fishing kit to obtain food, plasters, I've got some rubber from Bicycle InTube, help get a fire on the go, paracetamol, safety pins, water purification tablets, I've got a razor blade here, just in case I need to treat any wounds, Compeed blister kit, sewing kit, I've got stuff to make a hot drink, salt, waterproof paper, and that's pretty much it. And obviously the tin itself I can use as a cooking device. I've got some string wrapped around all the way around it, and that's it. Doesn't seem a lot in there, but I can use everything need be. For instance, the mirror, okay, I'll obviously use that as a signalling device if need be. There you go, completely waterproof. I have yellow on the outside as a signalling device from distance. Then on the back, you know, a few survival priorities: stop, think, organise, plan, water, shelter, fire, my lost procedure, just as points to help me remember if need be. What I've actually come across now is a man-made shelter. I've got a really good overhang, and someone previously has come along and they've stacked the rocks up, forming a barrier from the sun and the wind. So actually tonight this is where I would choose to stay. I've built up this side, okay, it's not taking me too long, but out in front of me I've just created a normal stone circle because later on I'm going to have a big fire to keep me warm. Okay, it's now the cooler part of the day. The sun is setting. I've probably got about half an hour until it's going to be dark, so it's now time to get my fire on the go. Really fortunate everything is bone dry out here, but it's still essential that I build my fire in the correct way. Lots of different methods of doing it. I'm just doing the classic sort of lean-to shelter. I'm going to put my real thin twigs, matchstick or toothpick along the roof because I want those to go up first. Then after that I'm going to put some slightly bigger stuff on. And all I'm really creating is like a thatched roof. And the last little bit, the fire's prepared. I've put a small stone in front of it because the breeze is actually quite strong and I don't want it to be blown out straight away. I've got one tiny piece of cotton wool. I'm going to open him up. I'm going to make it as big as fluffy as possible because I've got my fire striker and I want to drop the spark onto the cotton wool. Get the cotton wool lit and then just push it under the shelter. Also, 3 elements to a fire: heat, fuel and oxygen. This is the heat, the air is the oxygen and the wood is the fuel. Here we go. Ever so gently. All I've got to do now is get that caught and start getting the bigger stuff on. And the best thing is the wind is doing it all for me. What I want to do is try and get this all lit. Preparation is everything for a fire.